Naomi, hold on. You're running 7th, Gareth. Well done.
Hello, so yeah, Berlin Marathon. So just it's expo day, so it's Thursday. Expo day for us. It runs Thursday to Saturday. We're just coming through Thursday because we're here, so we might as well run about 7 miles through here and a couple of miles back to the hotel. I'm just wandering around now looking for Naomi, who's also run here, but she's run a slightly different way and wanted to run around Tempelhof Airfield. So yeah, join us on the Berlin Marathon Expo as we walk through all the stalls to go and collect numbers. Well, my number. Naomi's not running this one, so yeah, see you in a bit. So Tempelhof is an old airport. So it used to be Berlin's main airport before they shut it down, and they've opened up 2 more. But yeah, so it's all still set up. Yeah, it's all still set up inside as an airport, and still got all the baggage carriers and stuff like that as well. So it's pretty cool actually when you're inside. But yeah, Naomi just sent me a drop pin of where she is, so just about to go and find her now.
Ago when I was running out here.
It's freezing now.
What's in your bag?
Try and have a look. What's that? Moisturiser. Biscuit. Ooh. A car.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
We're going to get all else inside. So now I've got my wristband going to go through to get my number soon. Naomi's just filming an hot air balloon going up in the sky. She's somewhere behind me, looking in the pink shorts, look. Actually looking for me, I think. But yeah, she's filming an hot air balloon going up in the sky. I've still got last year's wristband on my wrist, so he decided, it's a bit disgusting that, isn't it? But he decided to go over the top of last year's wristband instead of like above it or below it, but it don't matter. Just means it might be easy to take off because it's a bit looser, this one. So yeah, go and get my number, walk around the expo. Got some Morton gels to pick up, just in case I lost mine that I brought through in my hand luggage, well, in my suitcase and all that sort of stuff. So picking up some Morton gels, €25 for a set, which is actually cheaper than buying them off the internet. But yeah, Morton Energy Gels are probably my go-to now instead of my sherbet lemons or my Jakeman's cough sweets when I'm doing a marathon anyway.
When we got here. Now it's dark.
She didn't even let camera load up then. You know what? I think she's a little bit annoyed. So we've just queued an hour and 20 minutes for some more.
No, Gareth. 2.5 hours.
We've just queued the 2.5 hours apparently for some Morton race pack, but it were half price, so we're British, like we're used to this
Should have
stuff.
bought 2.
So got my race number. Didn't get a t-shirt because they're cheaper online as well on Adidas. So
And I'm a cheapskate.
and Naomi's a
I'll
cheapskate,
get it for Christmas.
tight ass that she's going to get me for Christmas. So we're just walking out the expo. That's for the rollerblade marathon.
They're packing up. We've been in here that long. They're packing up.
So yeah, just walking out the expo. It's 7:30 at night. It's dark and it was light when we got here. And Naomi's a little bit hungry.
I'm very tired.
I'm very tired, even though she had a 3-hour nap earlier.
It was 1 hour.
You know what? She's very argumentative today, isn't she?
1 hour. And I slept for 4 hours last night.
So that's expo done. We're going to go back.
Not coming back.
Not coming back. We've got a 2-mile jog back to the hotel now to go and get some food and some well-deserved rest because it's been a very busy day today. So we're going to walk out of this Tempelhof airfield and go and get some food. So yeah, cheers for joining us at the expo and watching us travel around. It was a lot busier than last year, I think, even though
Queuing for your number was a lot quicker, but the expo itself was busier.
even though it's meant to be quiet Thursday here and most of the people come tomorrow. So yeah, cheers for joining us, and now into what is going to be like the long Berlin Marathon weekend. Naomi's just gone for a wee, so I'm going to wait and just wait for my luggage. Anyway, my baggage arrived. It's here, look. She didn't appreciate that, Jo, did she? It's Friday, so Berlin Marathon weekend Friday. Been in Berlin now since Tuesday. Landed early Tuesday morning and just been doing a little bit of down week, recovery week, taper week since we landed. Ran Tuesday when we got here, did about, I think it were 8 mile Tuesday afternoon, and just kept it at single days because, to be honest, I would like to do doubles, but I'd be doing like 3 and 4 mile here and there, so yeah, just keep it at single days so I can do a little bit more sightseeing whilst we're here, and keep the volume low as well. And then Wednesday did a session on this canal towpath where I am now, and it was a warm-up here which were about 2 mile, and then ran up and down the towpath with Naomi doing a session as well. And the session basically were 4 by 1k off 90 seconds rest, and then it were 4 by 400 meters off 60 seconds rest, and then 4 by 200 meters off 30 seconds rest, which were quite enjoyable actually, and got some nice speed, wound up into the legs, and ran them a little bit quicker at marathon pace just to get some tuning in there, and then jogged back 2 mile around Tiergarten, where we're gonna go for the rest of this run. So far I've run past the Reichstag, Brandenburg Gate, the Jewish Memorial and stuff like that, so done a bit of sightseeing whilst we're out. It is stuff that I saw last year when we were here as well. And then so that was Wednesday's session. Thursday just ran 7 mile through to the expo, and then 2 mile back home for 9 mile, and then into Friday, so just be doing 5 mile today and try and sit down a little bit more, eating some different foods but tried to keep it simple and the same sort of meals that I do at home, so nothing too ridiculous, nothing too stupid or extravagant, even though we do like a little bit of sushi whilst we're here, because it just tastes nicer when you're abroad. So we've had a bit of sushi, we've eaten out a couple of times, but not eating a lot of calories, just kept it simple, basic, and all that sort of stuff. Don't want to do anything different in race week or eat something I wouldn't usually eat. And then tomorrow it'll just be a case of a simple run, and I'll talk you through that tomorrow as I'm prepping for the marathon. Probably keep it between 4 and 5 mile for tomorrow as well. Yeah, and that'll be that for running. So this week in terms of running volume, I'll be around 70 mile. So yeah, a lot considerably lower than my marathon training blocks. It's about 30% lower, and that's including the marathon, the race itself. So aiming to get between 44-45 mile by the end of Saturday. I've done a little bit of walking this week, but yeah, it's just walking, it's time on feet, but not so much walking that is anything different. I've been walking to and from work, so yeah, that's normal part of daily life now. So yeah, gonna carry on my rest of my Friday's recovery run. 50% down this week for Friday, 5 mile from 10, and then gonna enjoy the rest of this Friday chilling out and not doing too much. Bye.
Yeah. How many loops of the street you done, Gareth?
2.
I thought it was 3.
What day is it, Naomi?
I don't know. Saturday.
So it's Saturday. We're just sat on part of a closed road, look. They're about to set off the 5k junior race, which is part of like Germany's junior championships or something like that. It's the final race in the 5k series for them. And then we're waiting for the skating, the rollerblading marathon to go past. So they do the same course as what we do tomorrow. But
a lot faster.
A lot faster. They'll probably rollerblade in.
An hour, wasn't it, the fastest?
I think
one?
it was 55 minutes, the fastest one last year. We stood a little bit further up on the course that way.
We saw the end of the race. We saw the slow ones.
She just keeps interrupting, doesn't she? So we stood further up on the course that way, near some tram tracks. So we saw all the rollerbladers get stuck in the tram tracks and fall over. But we're a bit further down, just sat down near the hotel actually that we stayed at last year. So yeah, we're just going to sit here for a bit, watch that go past, and chill out for the rest of Saturday as well.
Get some pasta.
And get some pasta tonight. So yeah, that'd be quite cool. So just on his way back to the hotel, been watching the skating marathon, sat on a wall with Ben, who runs for Barton upon Humber or something like that, a club over near Naomi's. So I've known him for a few years from racing and stuff anyway. He's doing the marathon tomorrow. So yeah, just on the way back to the hotel, been out for food, went to a place literally to the left here and got like
for the second time.
Yeah, it's a Syrian place. It's like it's quite fresh food, like board of loads of stuff, and then we've just had a lasagna spaghetti bolognese.
I had a burger.
And now I made a vegan burger in Berlin Mall. So yeah, that was quite good, quite easy and simple. And now we're going to go back and get all the stuff ready for well, I'm getting my stuff. Naomi's
get my stuff ready.
Naomi's going to get her stuff ready as well, and then just chill out. It's about 20 to 7, so yeah, should be nice and easy, chill evening.
Bit of Netflix.
Put a bit of Netflix on and probably fall asleep, to be honest. So yeah, early night. Race starts at 9:15 tomorrow, so I've got to be there bright and early in the morning to get onto the start line. Thankfully it's not forecasted to be red hot or forecasted to be too cold either, so that'll be a pleasant day, perfect for world record conditions from Kipchoge hopefully. So yeah, cheers.
You're doing a photo shoot?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Got dressed up specially.
So yeah, see you tomorrow in beautiful Berlin.
you doing? Don't turn round.
Chafing your balls.
You're chafing your balls.
Sunday.
And what does that mean?
Yeah.
Give us your I'm ready dance. It is 8 o'clock and we are just walking across to the start. There's quite a lot of people out this morning already, so we're just following the crowd to the start.
So no frills, no expenses spared for the race review video. So I'll just snip in every now and then and just talk about periods between and just what happened at Berlin Marathon. So at this point I've just left Naomi and heading my way to the start line. It's about 8:15ish, and yeah, heading amongst all the carnage. Toilet queues, portaloos. There must be the dirtiest portaloos I've ever seen. Just open holes. No, not like the stuff we get in England with the flappy lids to at least cover up the crap that you see. Yeah, toilet queues galore. People queuing and probably being a little bit too polite when they were queuing. So queuing way back from the toilets, and then people just jumping in and jumping the queue, and every man for himself really. And then eventually got into starting pen A, and because starting pen A is the front pen behind the wheelchair athletes and the elites, they don't let us in till last, which is a bit silly really, because the wheelchair athletes go, but then the A, B and C runners are all there together, and then people from C get in with the A's and all that sort of stuff, and there were people jumping the barriers just to get in. Ended up on the start line with a lad called Chris, who I met in a boozer in London after London Marathon this year, and then so Dave will probably remember him, and a few of us that were with then. And then there were also a lad called Vincent that's done Barsley Park Run once or twice, and he lives down London as well. I think he runs for like Watford Joggers or something like that. So I met him and stood on the start line talking to them too, and there were another lad as well that Vincent knew from London. So I was just stood with a bunch of Southerners, but yeah, other than that, it were a good experience. And then quickly people we flooded into the pens, and they put the announcement on Kipchoge, and you just hear all the crowd cheer for Kipchoge, which is to be expected because he's like a god on the marathon scene. And then we're underway. Just Stop Oil protesters had littered the Tiergarten with orange paint, so probably oil-based paint as well. But yeah, that we had to try and avoid it on the course. But I think that's the only thing that I saw from the Just Stop Oil protesters. And then we're on his tracks, on his way, ready to undertake the 26.2 miles around the beautiful Berlin. yeah, so the next point I saw Naomi on the route were about 6k. So 6k, it from the start area, it's about a 400 metre jog or something like that, up to 6k for Naomi. So she jogged through and stood waiting for me. When I got to 6k, I was feeling on top of the world, to be honest. I'd gone through the first 5k bang on like the pace that I wanted, and felt really comfortable as to where I wanted to be at. Had no aches, did a body check every 5k just to make sure that my legs and everything were still intact, and yeah, that was that. In terms of a nutrition plan today, in my head I had so I had 4 gels in my pocket, so Morton gels. 2 of them were caffeine and then 2 were just normal gels, and then yesterday, so the Saturday night, I'd drunk a 320 Morton drink, left a little bit in the bottom of my bottle because I couldn't stomach it all, and then on the way to the start you'll have seen me carrying a water bottle, so I was sipping that, and had a gel on the start line as well, just to get something in my system because it had been a while since I'd eaten, to be honest. And then by 6k I'd not actually started taking my race gels at this point, but I was feeling on top of the world, and knew that, to be honest, I was confident in what I was about to undertake, and then obviously saw Naomi at 6k, which were a blessing, and it's always good to hear shouts. And today, to be honest, around the course I heard shouts all the way around, whether it is people that actually know you, and you can tell if it's people that actually know you because they'll call you by your nickname. So I got Gaz a few times, or Go On Running Man in Blue, or Gaz from Barnsley, or Gareth from Barnsley, and yeah, that's quite good. And you can always hear a strong Yorkshire accent as well, which is quite cool. But yeah, 6k flying, feeling good. Hopefully I'll look it as well in the video, but yeah. So the next point I saw Naomi, 13 mile, 13.1. She got to about roughly halfway, which from 6k was the longest loop she had to do on the course. But yeah, she got to roughly halfway to see me. At this point, I was also feeling good. So I'd had 2 gels at this point. I'd had my 100 gel Morton one at 5 mile, and I had my caffeine one bang on 10 mile as well. And yeah, stomached them well, taking drinks whenever I could, and were enjoying it. I was still working my way up through the field and finding my natural position. Ended up in a pocket on my own just after halfway, and yeah, that was that. But yeah, enjoying it, flying, feeling strong. Legs were all in check. Did my quick body check, and yeah, felt absolutely fine. And then yeah, it was just a case of ticking down the miles and making it as strong as I could to 20 miles. At halfway I went through in roughly around 114 on the mat, and then I think it was about 113.30 on my watch, because yeah, Garmin's always measure a little bit differently when you're in big city marathons, especially majors. But yeah, feeling good at halfway point, full body check, body intact, still alive, and no niggles, no dubious aches and pains. But yeah, it's a brutal world, a marathon, as we're about to find out. So, well, next point I saw Naomi, and judging by the photo, this is the point where it went balls up. So yeah, between mile 13 and 20 I was flying, felt fine. I'd slowed down a little bit because there's a little bit of a hill that you have to climb in Berlin, and last year that's where the wheels came off, and I had to make a quick trip to the Portaloo last year at mile 18, so I didn't want that to happen again, so kept it controlled, ready to kick at mile 20. had my second caffeine gel at mile 15, and then at mile 20 I picked up a gel 100 off from on course, so got that straight into my system, and felt fine. And then mile probably about, it might have been 20.1 or something silly like that, stitch. So started gasping, like really wheezing and gasping for air. So slowed down a little bit and put my hand like into my stomach. And as I put my hand into my stomach, like vomited. So a little bit sick came up, spat it out because I was near a water station anyway. And as I spat it out, I thought like all sorts going through my head. So then got a little bit further down the road and decided that I just needed a minute breather. But in that minute breather, I was watching the clock just tick, 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 tick away, and knew that PB was slipping away and sub 2:30 was slipping away, to be honest. At this point, I was on for like 2:27, 2:28, and I knew that I had a kick in me. My legs felt great, and yeah, between mile probably 20, which is around 32k, to seeing Naomi around 41k, it was just a case of get through it, tick each mile, and I kept having just little breaks, like getting the most of my time, trying to relieve my stitch. It'd go off every now and then, I'd surge, try and pick it back up, and then it'd come back on, and every single time it was just getting worse and worse. Since I've finished Berlin today, I've done a little bit of reading on what causes stitch, and it's because it's not that serious and it only really affects a certain type of the population. It's not researched, so it could be diaphragm spasming, it could be cramps, it could be a weak abdominals, anything. So it's not actually found, and there's no real proper cure apart from putting your fist in it or putting your hands above your head. But yeah, that was that. Runners coming past me, people that I knew. So Ben flew past me, Neil Burton flew past me, like gave me a little bit of like motivation at the back of my head. Tried hanging onto the back of Ben for a little bit and just weren't having it near the mall. About a mile and a half to go, and then saw Naomi.
Go on, Gareth! Let's go, baby! Go on, Gareth! Go on, Gareth! Let's go, baby! Go on, Gareth! Go on, Gareth!
Yeah, so saw Naomi about 41k, and then it was just a case of get to the finish line, just past Brandenburg Gate, and then worked as hard as I could with what energy and what my breathing would allow, and just got through the process. So yeah, just one of those days at the office that, yeah, you just take it into your next, and you know that you've run through something that caused you a bit to slow down and ease off. So yeah, it's just a strength that I'm going to have to take into my next marathon. Lessons learned, all that sort of stuff. I think I'd nailed my nutrition, to be honest, this time, and legs felt absolutely fine. But yeah, hopefully I've saved some so that I can live to fight another day. But yeah, it's an enjoyable process, enjoyable week we've been here, so Tuesday to Tuesday, and yeah, just about chilling out and looking forward to my next. But yeah, enjoyed it, hung around with Neil a little bit, went and got his bag and all that sort of stuff, and saw his missus and his daughter, and then yeah, made his way back to the hotel. Called off for my traditional Five Guys, because there's a Five Guys burger place around the corner. Called off for that on the way back, and then we've just napped this afternoon in the hotel, which has been quite good and quite relaxing, to be honest. We're going to go out for something to eat a little bit later. But yeah, enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone, honestly, for the support and the messages and all that sort of stuff, as I've battled stitch, of all things, around Berlin Marathon. But yeah, I'd like to say, just give me official time up. I'd like to say that I will be back in Berlin at some stage, because I'm yet to have a good race here. But we'll see what time allows and all that other stuff, other commitments. I am wanting to do Valencia Marathon, I think, next year, just because it looks a little bit nicer, a little bit cheaper. And we're also been looking at Barcelona half in February, and there's a few other running club lads on about going to that, and the lads that we train with as well. So that'd be quite interesting. So yeah, cheers for listening. Cheers for following me on my blog. I'll be doing another probably full marathon in a couple of weeks. So I've done every Yorkshire marathon. So an ever present, as they're calling it, and it's a 10-year anniversary this year. So 3 weeks time I'll be having a crack at Yorkshire and seeing what I can get there. Be interesting to see if I've damaged my legs at all today, and whether I can recover. Hopefully I've took it to a point I'm just treating it as a 20-mile long run with a 6-mile cool down, especially with pace that I'm going anywhere. So yeah, Yorkshire in sight, and back on home turf, home territory. So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, cheers for listening, guys and gals, and I'll see you next week on Cookies Rambles, and we're going to enjoy this last couple of days in Berlin before we fly back Tuesday evening. So peace out, just keep running, and thank you.
Hi. Hi, Neil.
Yeah, run off his.
How was it, Gareth?
Yeah, we're not talking about it just yet now.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do you still love me?
Yeah, I still love you.
Oh, that's okay then. It wasn't my fault, was it?
Yeah, you went to the toilet with lights on.
Woke you up last night.
Yeah.
You always blame it on me. See you later. Say bye.
Bye.
Where's your medal?
In my bag.
He's not even put it on. Ciao.